Hey, it's Drew Bennett from Big Damn Kid, and as I promised you yesterday, issue number 48 is the return of Megatron. But not in the way you think. Yeah, they keep teasing these things as far as this guy's returning and that guy's returning. There's a big fight between this one and that one, and it's not exactly what happens. So we start off here. We got Buster Witwicky, and he is being attacked by all sorts of crazy things, and he's running away. Last we saw him in the last issue, he was on this island, the Decepticon island, and he was king of that island. But now he's on the run. It seems like he's on some sort of alien world, and it looks like the aliens caught him, and they blasted him. Except he's fine. Well, he's fine because what they're doing, the Decepticons are testing out this thing called Realvision. Sounds like something you'd call it today. I think Real D or something like that in the movie theaters. So they're calling this Realvision, and basically what it is, it's sort of a virtual reality that they're using so that they can get the information off of the two tapes, which are Rain Dance and Slam. Rain Dance and Grand Slam. All right. So these two tapes, they're trying to get the information off these two tapes, and Soundwave's working on this Realvision stuff. They're on the island still, and let's see, there's Drag Strip for some reason, and we've got the Decepticons still have Buster, and for some reason they're keeping him around even though they're no longer doing the vacation thing of Club Con. Now it's because of the interference of Blaster, they don't need to do Club Con anymore. So why didn't they just, why did they fly all the people back and not just like kill them all? I mean, really, the Decepticons, they're evil. Why would they just fly everybody back after what they did? Who knows? Anyway, they're trying to create this virtual reality world so that they can see the information on the two tapes. Now, there's a lot of information. So one of them, Grand Slam is going to provide the audio and Rain Dance the video. So they sync up the two tapes and they set them in motion. And now we're transported to this virtual world, which is actually Cybertron in the glory days, the early days of the war. We've got Cybertron, and on Cybertron in the early days of the war, Optimus Prime, he's young, and he is looking for a way to stop the war before it begins. So he's out there with three of the Sparkabots. He's got Backstreet, Overdrive, and Dogfight. We saw these guys in issue number 46. And so they're in this issue again. And as they're driving through, they're going to this place called Boltax, which is a neutral zone. And they really shouldn't be there. There are some defenses that are occurring here. And because of the defenses, some of the different Transformers that are with him can avoid some of those defenses and disable them. Some of them, get right into it and end up, getting hurt, but they're okay overall. They use the abilities of each one of these guys to stop what's happening here. So first it's like these geysers and let's see, what's his name? It just has name in the last one. Override. So Override, he closes off the valve there. And then we go through this place where there's living vines, and I guess Dogfight cuts through the vines, and when he does, they can get through. So Dogfight slices through the vines, and they can get through. And as they get through, then the ground starts collapsing. It's just another trap. So there, the ground starts collapsing, another trap, and when that happens, Backstreet goes from spot to spot. And then he gets through this part and it turns off the trap so they can get through. So as the Autobots have gotten through all of these traps, you'll see that the Decepticons are looking on. But something I failed to tell you is that even though they took Buster Witwicky and they put him back in his cell, why they didn't clamp on his leg the wire tethered to his leg is beyond me, because he gets out and goes through the ventilation system, but apparently it's a little bit of alive, and the wires start attacking him basically at the same time as the wires are attacking the Autobots in the flashback, or not flashback, but what they're playing back, the information from Rain Dance and Grandslam. And so as the Autobots are going through, Starscream and Ratbat are looking on, and Starscream is like, oh, they got through, and why Starscream doesn't know that this is something that happened in the past and Optimus is fine is beyond me. But anyway, then we see Megatron, and Megatron is watching what happens there, and as the Autobots disable every one of the traps, Megatron looks on, sees how that can be done, and so he and his Decepticons get through without any problem. And so, let's see, he doesn't say yet who's with him. Now, Megatron, mind you, in the comics here, has been gone since issue number 25. We have not seen the actual Megatron back at all. So, with this one claiming that Megatron is back, he's not back. He's back in a flashback. So, Optimus and the Sparkabots with him, they get to Boltax. And Boltax is this giant mountain. Okay, it's this giant mountain thing. And he has like these sentries there who tell them, don't come back, don't go through. We're warning you. It'll only bring madness and death. And even though, they get that warning, Optimus says he's going to continue on. And the Sparkabots are to stay outside, where he's going to continue on through. So as he continues on through, let's see, with Megatron watches what's happening here, and I guess they let the Sparkbots leave, and they go down, the Decepticons go down to see those sentries. Meanwhile, Buster is getting choked out by the defenses there, and finally realizes that he just needs to stop moving, and the defenses would go away, although as soon as he starts moving again, I would think that they would come back and get him. But anyway, so Megatron sees what's going on, goes to the sentries, and he blasts them because he's Megatron, and he just continues on. Despite the warning that they give him, he destroys them and moves on. Optimus, meanwhile, enters Boltax, which is the mountain, and also the robot. And Boltax is protecting what's called the Underbase. And the Underbase is a collection of knowledge that underlies all databases, much greater and broader in scope than anything in the universe. And Boltax first says, within each transformer is a core of knowledge called a database, Optimus Prime. And then the Underbase is the entire core of knowledge, all knowledge. And it's basically, all the knowledge of the universe that the Autobots and any Transformer could have. So he walks through, and Optimus continues on through into the Underbase. Meanwhile, Buster has freed himself, and he is in this Realvision world, and he forgets that it's Realvision. He was just in there. He forgets there's Realvision, and he sees what's happening. He sees it's Optimus Prime. Now, Optimus Prime is now in the Underbase data, and those beams of light that are showing here are giving him more knowledge. Megatron, however, he comes through to see that next sentry, and he has his Decepticons with him. He crushes that sentry, and he continues on because he's Megatron, and he just doesn't listen to anybody. He just destroys. And then we get Buster there, and he, again, forgets it's an illusion. Again and again and again. Megatron comes to the chamber where Optimus Prime is. And while Optimus Prime is in this chamber learning secrets and he's getting information from the Underbase, Megatron, he wants the Underbase for himself. And so they attack, and they attack Optimus. And, Buster's, again, forgetting that it's Realvision. And he's like, Optimus, oh no! Because he doesn't realize it's virtual reality. I don't know, that's really good virtual reality if he keeps forgetting from second to second and reminding himself that he's forgetting this. Anyway, Megatron claims, of course, he's just victorious. The ultimate knowledge comes ultimate power. Decepticons, that knowledge is mine for the taking. Autobots of Cybertron are as good as terminated. And we see, as he says this, Ratbat notices that Optimus Prime is still functioning, obviously, because this is in the past. And Optimus gets away because what he's going to do, Optimus, as he gets away, he realizes that the Underbase is too much knowledge for any one Transformer, and he can't let it fall into Megatron's hands. So what he does is he causes an overload to the mountain so that it shoots out the Underbase and gets rid of it. Now, it's overloading, and so Megatron does get some of that information, but at the same time, Optimus has basically killed Boltax so that the Underbase is safe, but the Underbase is shot out into space. And so off it goes out into space, and we see what happens there. We also see they turn off the Realvision. Starscream and Ratbat come out of it, and Ratbat says, according to history, keeping the Underbase out of Megatron's hands made Optimus Prime's reputation. He's gone on to become the greatest Autobot of all time. And then Starscream's like, that's it? The tapes are over? So what? What does that matter? What does any of this matter? Well, what matters is the Underbase is on its way to Earth. Apparently it's been traveling through space, but these tapes were sent ahead so that they would let the Autobots of Earth know that the Underbase was on its way so that they could prepare for it, which is weird because why it took the Underbase so long to travel, whether it was just like momentum to get it there, and the tapes, Grandslam and Rain Dance, apparently maybe they just got there under their own power and they got there faster, or they got through a space bridge, or somehow they got to Earth before, and that's hundreds of years ago too. They were part of a treasure chest, as we saw in the last issue. They were in this treasure chest for the longest time. So that just doesn't make any sense. But apparently the calculations, according to calculations of Soundwave, let's see. Soundwave says the Underbase would be entering this solar system in the near future, as a matter of fact, in less than a week. And Ratbat says the power of the Underbase will be mine, of course. And Starscream says, of course it will, Commander Ratbat, and then thinks to himself, that is, if you don't suffer the same fate as poor old Megatron. Starscream is always scheming. He's always scheming. And Buster, again, can't tell reality from fiction. He decides to run away and runs right into solid wall, which a moment ago was not solid from the Realvision, and he gets knocked out. And I think the Decepticons are no longer, have any use for him. Now, at the end of some of these comics, these recent, the later comics, we get some of the Transformers Universe stuff, which was a write-up of every single Transformer. And so some of the newer guys, as they are being introduced, well, actually, this is a while after this one's been introduced, but we got Hardhead, we got Brainstorm, so we got some of the Headmasters. They are getting write-ups at the end of some of these comics. So we have, let's see, Brainstorm, I know there's more. Let's see, Chrome Dome. And it's really interesting because those three guys right now, you could buy them in stores. I mean, I have Hardhead, I don't have the other two. And we got Crosshairs, and we've got Searchlight. All right, Searchlight's one of the throttle bots. And I think the other issue that I was looking at yesterday, where I said, oh, there's a bunch of these guys and the different guys I couldn't recognize. I'm thinking that it's possible that one of the guys who is fighting with Blaster, let me just make sure of this before I say it. One of the guys fighting with Blaster possibly... Nope. I was thinking it was Searchlight, but it's not. See, this dude right here, I cannot figure out who he is. And I thought that because Searchlight kind of... he kind of has like the back part of a car behind him. That maybe, maybe he's the guy, but he's not the guy. I don't know who that guy is in that issue. If you do, leave me a comment. Let me know. Anyway, speaking of leaving comments, I'd love it if you do so on these different videos. This is Drew Bennett from Big Damn Kid. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook as Big Damn Kid. You can also find me here making videos every day, new ones all the time. It's issue number 48 of Transformers. We're coming up on number 50, which is a big deal. I mean, it's a round number. 50 issues is a good number of comics. Definitely, we've read more than 50. It's been more than 50 days. Which is crazy, because I started on January 1 with all this. Anyway, I'd love it if you leave me a comment, leave me a like, subscribe, let me know what you think. And if you have any information on Transformers or you want to discuss them, that'd be fantastic. As always, thanks for watching.